Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to Talk Business with Audrey. Today is day number 7. I am doing my thing. I said I was going to do that 100 videos in 100 days, and I'm sticking to it. So today we're going to be talking about another book marketing tip on how to market your business. So we're going to talk about a little bit about going local. If you are an author, I know you want the world to know about your book, and everybody wants to be on national television, and everybody wants to be all over the world. But let's talk about going local first. Let's talk about what you can do in your local market right now. One of the things you can actually do is do a book launch right in your local market, and it doesn't have to be a hotel room with a whole lot of bells and whistles, but you can kind of go to a local book cafe somewhere. If you have a cafe that's local in your area, it's a great way to set up a small book signing, an intimate book signing, where you can do a reading from your book, and you can also bring business to that cafe owner. Because remember, that person is a small business owner just like yourself. So if you could do anything to help another small business owner bring more attention and exposure to what they do while you're doing the same thing, that's a match made in heaven right there. So think about what you can do locally. Can you do a book signing locally at a small cafe in your local area? Can you go to the library and do a book signing? A lot of times the library will host author events for their for local authors, because they want to support the authors in what they're doing. So think about, can you go to your local library and also host a book signing? Let me tell you something else. I wrote a book. This was a while ago. And one day I'm going to show, in one of these 100 videos, I'm going to show you the book that I submitted. But it was crazy. So I started pitching my book to the local media in New York and New Jersey, and I got written up in I think three or four different newspapers. I got written up in the Amsterdam News. I have that article still. Courier News, and I want to see I was in the Star Ledger for that one, which are really all local newspapers. But Star Ledger in Amsterdam and the Amsterdam News are really big. So the Amsterdam News is out of New York. I'm tired tongue today. I don't know why I can't talk. The Amsterdam newspaper is out of New York. The Star Ledger covers New Jersey, pretty much the entire New Jersey, and Courier News covers Union County, New Jersey. So I was written up in all three of those. So what I did was I submitted a press release talking about my book. But what happened was, it was right around the time they had just passed a law about welfare to work, and I was a job coach. As a matter of fact, I was a job coach in Jersey City, and we were helping women who were on welfare get off of welfare and get back to work so they could have a better life for themselves. Now, I knew a little bit about that personally, because I used to work at a hospital in Newark, New Jersey, United Hospital, and I was going out the back door to get in my car, and I stepped down in a hole and twist my ankle. And for about a month, I had to get Family First. So Family First was my way of maintaining my household for my daughter while I was recovering and waiting for my disability to kick in. And so I had to get Family First. So I knew a little bit about what that meant to be on public assistance at that time. And so when I came off, and it was only about a month, but when I got finished with it, I became a job coach because the hospital went bankrupt and I had to move on to a different job. I later became a job coach and understood more about what it meant to be on public assistance, because 10 of my clients, we had a caseload of 10 clients, and I had 10 women that I was helping get off welfare and get a job. And so I got to learn a little bit more about what that looked like being on public assistance. For me, it was such a very short time, and the only thing I think I was able to get was the food benefit. I don't think I was able to get any money benefit, just the food benefit on a card for about a month or two while my disability from my job kicked in. So I got to understand that a little bit up close and personal, from my own personal experiences, and also from the women that I was serving on my job as a job coach. So when the article came out about it was time to get people off of welfare and get them to working again, well, I had became an entrepreneur by the time that article by the time that event happened. I was an entrepreneur. And so I decided I was going to write a book called From Work, because I was working first, to welfare, because I had to take public assistance for a minute, to entrepreneurship. So I wrote a book, and I got written up in all these newspapers, well, 3 newspapers, not all of them, but 3 newspapers. And then a library reached out to me and they wanted to buy my book. Now it was so crazy because I had written a book, and I needed to get it to them as soon as possible. When I tell you it was the craziest thing, I had to go to Staples because I didn't have the book. We still didn't have like on-demand printing like you have now. So I had to run to Staples, make a copy of the book. They tape bind the book, put a cover on it, and I sent it to the library. And they was able to put the book on the shelves because the book talked about me going from work to welfare to entrepreneurship. And so they wrote me up. The book got bought by 2 libraries in New Jersey, I think. And so that kind of got my name out there. So when I say start locally, start with your local newspaper, start with your local news stations. Public access is another good way to get your name out there. Believe it or not, people watch public access. I used to have a show on public access in New Jersey called Sister Inc. I think it was. I had so many shows. Sister Inc. And I remember my husband and I were bowling on a bowling team, on a bowling league, and one of the ladies that was on the in the league with us, she said, "I saw you on TV," and it was so funny because nobody had ever said that. And I said, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." She said, "I saw you on TV. You were doing a show," and I said, "Oh yeah, my show called Sister Inc." And so she and I was profiling women in business at the time, so she had seen that show. And then I think about a few weeks later, my husband's brother called and said, "Hey, I saw your wife on TV." So people watch public access TV, believe it or not. I know a lot of people don't think so, because sometimes you see such crappy stuff on the channel till you feel like, man, I'm not watching that channel. But people actually do. Now, here's the thing. I had a real producer producing my show. So he worked for Comcast Cable at the time. So my show was of good quality. And so it was on public access, but it was a good quality show. Plus, I had really good guests on my show, so that was really cool too. So think about what you can do locally to get your name out there. And I did quite a few things locally when it came to my book. And in the next video, I'm going to tell you something else I did that I'm actually about to do now here in Georgia. But I did this locally for my book, and I had 2 books at the time that I was pushing, and it was really cool because I was able to get my name out there on a really huge scale without even having to spend any money, and made quite a bit of money in the process. So I'm going to tell you about that tool next time when I come back tomorrow. So you don't have to wait long. It's tomorrow because that's going to be day number 8. So I got 92 more days to go after that. So yeah, but think about what you can do locally to get your book out there. Do a book signing locally. Support a cafe. Bring business to that cafe by bringing your family and friends over to your signing and your book launch. Check out your local library to see do they host author events. And also check out your local news people, your local newspapers, your local show producers, because they are looking for content most of the time. We're in a content business, and I know for me, I'm always looking for something different, something new, something fresh, somebody new, somebody different, somebody fresh when I'm doing my show. So, they're always looking for people to be on their show in the spotlight. And you wouldn't think they were, because sometimes you see the quality. People think, oh yeah, they couldn't want to interview little old me. But if you have a really great story to tell and share, you never know. I've been on TV shows all over, United States, and I'm talking about major shows, and that's because I had a story to share. And I shared my story with some other people who who then shared my story with a producer at a TV station. And so I was able to get a lot of free publicity because of it on some major news outlets. So you want to be able to, share your story, because you never know who's listening, and you never know who can get you to the next level. So that's my spiel for today. Happy Saturday. I'll be back again tomorrow, and I have another great tip. So until next time, make it a great day. And look, if you are in need of more exposure for your book, I'm going to say it again. Check out BehindTheBookTV.club. BehindTheBookTV.club. I still get tired tongue saying that. BehindTheBookTV.club. Or if you need help with your business, go to my website, set up a consultation. Talk business with Audrey.biz. Until next time, I'll see you. Have a good day. Bye bye.